Do you like robots? How about explosives? What about lasers? Have you ever woken up before and looked at yourself in the mirror and thought, my god, this life sentence of an existence bound by flesh and bone is significantly hindering my ability to commit mass genocide. I wonder what it would be like to be a more perfect, more refined, more effective version of myself. Well, look no further. I present to you Synthetik. Synthetik is a high-tech futuristic game taking place in 1985. After many years of AI being enslaved to do man's will, the Kaida Corporation has found it fit to cultivate a machine legion in which their only task is to wipe out the rest of humanity. You are the last shred of humanity within the Kaida Corporation. You play as a forgotten android prototype which actively holds human consciousness. Armageddon can only be stopped, and humanity can only be saved by you. The main gameplay and campaign are simple. You have to slaughter everything within your path to climb the tower of Kaida HQ to defeat the many legions of genocidal robots. But in total, there are 6 different game modes to choose from. Classic, which is a dungeon-esque room crawl up Kaida HQ. Madness, a high-stakes gamble where you actually pay in-game currency to hopefully stack up fat stacks of gamer cash if you win. Hyper Adrenaline, similar to Madness, but harder. Tactical, where you get upon entering a lower life rate, humanoid-style enemies, an extremely limited starting pool of gear and guns, but 2,000 credits to hopefully get you on your feet before the bullets start really flying. Daily Run. And Loop, which is more of a sweaty gamer flex in a game mode. This mode exclusively exposes your massive big dick gamer talent as well as your sadistic lust for suffering, pain, and continuous cycle of getting oil pissed on you by the robots that will eventually slay you in combat. Gunplay. Much like the game modes, the gunplay is simple. You will point, click some more, then click a lot more, and inevitably spam click in an attempt to compensate for bullet spreads so you don't get destroyed by jihadi spider bombs who only have one goal, which is to fuck your ass back to the home page. There are a few sounds you need to look out for. The first being this one. This will signify you have no gun juice left to spread on the face of your foes. You will need to reload. Ah, you hear that? That's the sound of your gun still being empty because you didn't press R. Synthetik has an interesting 2-part reload system in which you will have to press E, then R to fully reload. Even after that, it may not be enough just to have bullets in the gun. You hear that? That is the most terrifying sound in the game. That means your gun is jammed, and you have a wall of angry, frustrated AI sprinting at you because of your prior search history, and they're going to exterminate you with prejudice. Once this sound occurs, carefully avoid breaking your R button by gently mashing the shit out of it to hopefully get your gun back in working order to fend off yet another horde. With all that being said, you better get used to hearing this sound quite a bit. The game is built to work against you, and it will any chance it gets. Equipment. Synthetik boasts a wide array of weapon options for you to choose from. At this moment, you have access to 98 separate weapons with up to 23 different variations for each weapon, which is a grand total of 2,254 different weapons you can at least touch within the game at this very point in time. This weapon size is 3 times as many weapons as Pakistan imports yearly. Here are some of my personal favorites at this very moment. The Vector, whatever the fuck this thing is, and my most treasured pickup, the nail gun, which I previously had a fantastic run with, upgrading it not once, not twice, but 12 times, and making it up 3/5 of that fucking tower. Items come in 2 forms, active and passive ones. Example A. Example B. With a grand total of 174 gadgets to obtain, use, and reuse, there is almost an endless combination of hellfire and rage you can bring down upon your enemies as you play through at various difficulties. I treasure most of the items that are available within the game at its current moment. I would name a few of my favorites, but that would be a sin upon rival gadgets. And who am I to denounce tools of catastrophic damage? I'm only a mere mortal. Classes. There are 4 class types within Synthetik.
Guardian, Rogue, Commando, Specialist.
But 8 individual subclasses. I'll briefly cover 5 of the subclasses. You have Riot Guard, whose playstyle involves trapping a lot of enemies within his stun lock and leading them out of existence any way he sees fit. Then you have the Sniper, who attempts to hit sick flicks at any range with any weapon he gets his greasy, sweaty FaZe Clan hands on. Then you have the Assassin, the most overpowered and most recommended class for multiplayer. Then there's the Raider.
Yeah, dog, you in the fucking gutter, man.
You ain't kidding.
What the fuck are you doing?
I don't know, bro.
Who combines speed, mobility, and stealth, and a sick fucking knife to absolutely butcher any AI he comes up against. In addition, you will spend your time hunting and chasing green dog tags. The Engineer, who is by far the most effective in solo play, with his ability to summon and resummon his own private, robotic, combat squad at almost any given moment. At least, this has been my experience with him. Either way, there's a class and a playstyle for everyone. Pick your subclass, then find out which guns and equipment work best for you to obliterate anything that walks, crawls, rolls, or flies in your direction. Let's play a quick game before we get to the last topic. And that game is, what's that alarm for? A badass boss. B, a wave of badass AI. C, a catastrophic wave of jihadi spider bots. Or D, you. That's right, that alarm is for you. That means you've inflicted so much damage that your terror level has raised, and Qaeda Corp has dispatched even more hardcore units to try to root you out of your one-man insurrection. This game has by far the best audio and audio design I have ever experienced within a roguelike game. Quite frankly, I love this game. It is by far one of the most fascinating but simplistic games I've stumbled upon in the late previous year. And with a price tag of $20 but $10 when it's on sale, I highly recommend you pick up a copy at either points in time, because you will simply not be disappointed. As hard as the game is, and as hard as it may seem, you are not limited by equipment or characters. Everything in this game is viable in cutting down the hordes. It is only up to you and your skill to see how far you progress in this game. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please consider liking, commenting, or subscribing. I truly cherish your time. Until next time, be safe and have a happy new year.